Well, you know, I had to confirm not once, not twice, but 3 times over, okay? I mean, I don't know what she is doing, but to each their own, okay? But Marianne Williamson for DNC chair, 2025. I want Okay, all right. Marianne Williamson running for DNC chair. This happened today at 7:16 or 7:19 a.m. in the morning on December 26, 2024. I'm running for DNC chair. Oh, you don't believe me? Here. We're going to sit through it together as a family should, okay? I'm proud to announce I'm running for chair for the DNC in order to respond to the challenge of this moment. The Democratic Party needs transformation. Autobots roll out and transform. So here is Marianne Williamson, and this is from her own page as well. My letter to the members of the Democrat National Committee. Let's sit through this together.
On January 20th, 2025, President-elect Trump will once again be president of the United States, plus Republicans will be in control of both the House and the Senate. For those of us who wish to be part of a passionate, fierce, but loyal opposition to what the Republicans are bringing forth in 2025 and beyond.
Hold on. I'm not joining any resistance with the Democrat Party, okay? I think, first of all, we all know full well joining anything with the Democrats leads to complete disaster. I mean, I've covered all the parades, protests. Shout out to Nick Thompson, man. Nick, if you're watching the show, you watch the show in the morning sometimes, my friend. I had him on as a co-host. I got to have him back on again very soon. The holiday season's very busy, doing a lot of work here. Everyone's doing a lot of work here, but he coined up the phrase parades, and I'm like, you know what? So give credit where credit's due. I've seen the parades. Protests. Parades in which there was the big show of action against Trump at Trump Tower here in Chicago between 2016 and 2020. And I got to tell you, folks, I didn't see any of those people protesting from 2020 to 2024 against any of the same things that Biden was doing, that Trump was doing, just throwing it out there. Okay. If you talk about resistance, if I see Democrats there, I'm like, okay, I think we're going to bow out.
There's a lot for us to think about. I feel that in order for the Democrats to rise like a phoenix from the ashes of our electoral defeat, we need to look at more than just the outer issues, such as data analysis and field organizing and fundraising. We need to transform. In a way, we need to reinvent the Democratic Party in order to counter what MAGA is bringing to the table. There's a collective adrenaline rush in all of that. And we have to create our own massive psychological and emotional appeal for the American people.
See, it's talks like this that just has me tune out. First of all, there's talk about Rahm Emanuel running for DNC chair. Now Marianne Williamson. Oh, I'm loving this roster already. I'm so inspired, Democrats. It's not like people gave you a heads up in 2016 on how we should really be taking the direction of the party and why you should be following the tune that Trump was doing with his movement, and that is following the energy of a populist wave, okay? Because 2016 was an eye-opening event, and unfortunately, no one in the Democrat Party saw that. But maybe that's a good thing, because those jagoffs in the Democratic Party, all what they care about is, again, maintaining their wealth, their power, and, of course, suppressing real independent thought. Let me play it. Sorry about that.
I understand why we lost it. I understand because I've traveled extensively throughout this country, and I've seen how much pain there is out there. I've been up close and personal with people who didn't have health care, who couldn't survive on just one job, who were so depressed about so many of the conditions in their lives that were, in fact, at least indirectly due to bad public policy.
Didn't RBN try and explain that to you? Because I remember when Revolutionary Blackout Network tried to have a very serious conversation with you, and you kept on talking down to them. And then at the same time, too, when Jimmy Dore did an interview, you were also dismissing it too. I mean, you really weren't running a real movement of change, and there was a lot of question marks or questions being raised up about your campaign. I mean, I know every one of us from INN, Do Dissidents, Hardlands Media, we were all saying the same thing. Like, this campaign is an absolute disaster. Plus, running in the Democratic primary, where it was abundantly clear, especially in 2024, that the system was rigged for Biden and then eventually for Kamala. I mean, we all saw it. We all knew about it. Why are you embarrassing yourself being associated with a political party that deserved to get its face smashed in?
And too many of them didn't feel like the Democratic Party had their back. I get how people didn't know that. And today, I am announcing I'm running for DNC chair because I feel that I can bring a level of expertise to the process of lifting up this possibility of victory over the next 2 and 4 years in a way that will not occur if we are only looking traditional means of politicking in order to make that happen. I know how deeply we need to listen to people. I know that we need to hear people. We need to humble ourselves. We need to know what it was that made people feel that their wallets were more important than their pain. We need to understand what it is that has made people emotionally and psychologically disconnect from a sense that the Democratic Party was part of a great legacy in American history, and that involvement with the party would be a way that they too could connect. I want to help people know what's going on.
You can't do that in the Democrat Party. Are y'all hearing this? Like, I'm trying to minimize my pausing here, and I don't want to put you guys through this any longer, but what exactly are you going to do to change the institution of the Democratic Party? I mean, Craig Jardula, Fiorella Isabel, and Nico House, way early on in 2016, were part of a movement of so many other people trying to shine a light on how the Democrats were running their primary in 2016. And it's been made clear, especially with the Democrats admitting to themselves, that they are a private institution that can dictate who they want as their nominee. So already the game is rigged. We saw it in 2016. We saw it in 2020. And if you weren't paying attention in 2024, here's a surprise here. You're going to be shocked. It happened again. Tic-tac-toe, 3 in a row. What are you going to do to bring in institutional change? Because all I'm hearing is platitudes, platitudes, platitudes. Placebo, placebo, placebo. Say that 3 times fast. Hold on.
In politics, I want to help people connect with the political issues that are going on in their lives in a very real and personal way. And I want to help people understand that by connecting to the Democratic Party, they can truly make a difference. That is the kind.
Hey, folks, let's have democracy in the chat. Do you feel connected to the Democratic Party? Type 1 for yes, I'm connected. So in deep. Type 2, man, no. I don't want them to hold my hand. I don't want them looking at me to say when I'm walking down the street. In fact, if I'm walking down the sidewalk and they're walking down the direction coming at me, they better cross the street or I'm clotheslining them. I wonder how many twos are going to be in the chat. I wonder, do you ever wonder?
Kind of skill set and understanding and spirit that we need in the next chair of the DNC. That's why I'm running. That's why I feel that I can help transform the party, reinvent the party, because the politics of the past will not be enough to take on the politics of the present and the future. Donald Trump is a 21st century political phenomenon, and we need to become one too. And I feel that if I'm in there, we'll meet him toe to toe.
Oh, she'll meet him toe to toe. Wow, Marianne Williamson is gonna bring a fight. You know what? Here's what I think about it.
Here's what I think about it.
There you go, indeed.
Same kind of energy, same kind of adrenaline, same kind of political and emotional power. And then we will have a very good year a couple years from now, even better year 4 years from now, because Donald Trump will have met his match. Thanks.
No, 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 no. No, no. Donald Trump meeting his match. I mean, my goodness, you couldn't even stand up against the Democrats who were clearly controlling the primary in this year of 2024. How is it that not only did you suspend your campaign, you restarted it again, then suspended it again. How is it that you're supposed to inspire leadership when it was clearly lacking? There was no real strong message. There was no real big output. And then the primary itself, the whole system, the Democrats were lifting up every kind of opposition to prevent anyone from challenging Biden before he dropped out to be on the ballot for the primary. I remember when Keaton from Due Dissidence was driving out to different states, clearly speaking to so many other people out there in regards to how the Democrats were rigging the primary. And there was no real answer from the opposition. I mean, RFK Jr. failed. You had Dean Phillips fail, Representative Dean Phillips fail, and yes, Marianne Williamson also failed. The Democratic Party does not embrace change. The Democratic Party wants to control a narrative. The Democratic Party has its own agenda. Now, it's quite clear they're still confused because they don't really understand what happened. I'll tell you what happened. They lost their coalition, they lost their support, and billions of dollars, poof, disappeared. And the next segment that we will be covering, we're going to be talking about one of these corporate donors who gave a lot of money to the Democrats and is also speaking for a couple of these other corporate donors. We're wondering, like, hey, what happened to the money? Where's the money? Because it's always about the dollars. It's always about the money. And the Democrats have no answer. They ran two terrible candidates. And let's be clear here, the Biden-Harris ticket was not strong in 2020. They won by the skin of their teeth, okay? They didn't have this epic mandate. They barely won. And now looking what happened in 2024, it's been an absolute embarrassment. If this is what the Democrats are going to be offering, here is Hard Lens Media's advice to people who are still actively involved in politics, who want to do change, maybe do citizen ballot initiatives. Don't associate yourself with any political party in 2026 for the midterm election cycle. This is what we have to do. Build movements and organizations not connected to Washington, D.C., focus on supporting citizen ballot initiatives. And if you do have that extra time, maybe consider supporting and building up independent third parties, okay? But if this is what they're going to be offering, there's not going to be any change. And the Democrats are going to be in for a huge awakening because their coalition that they relied on didn't follow orders. They broke away. And that severely impacted Democrats, especially in key election swing states. We saw that, especially when we covered the election night on November 5th. If the Democrats can't learn through the ears, they'll feel it through the skin.